Reading from the New Living Translation by Mrs. Beatrice Asante, reading Ezekiel chapter 45, division of the land. When you divide the land among the tribes of Israel, you must set aside a section for the Lord as his holy portion. This piece of land will be 8 1/3 miles long and 6 2/3 miles wide. The entire area will be holy. A section of this land measuring 875 feet by 875 feet will be set aside for the temple. An additional strip of land 87.5 feet wide is to be left empty all around it within a large sacred area measuring out a portion of land 8 1/3 mile long and 3 1/3 miles wide. Within it, the sanctuary of the most holy place will be located. This area will be holy, set aside for the priest who ministers to the Lord in the sanctuary. They will use it for their homes, and my temple will be located within it. The strip of sacred land next to it, also 8 1/3 miles long and 3 1/3 miles wide, will be a living area for the Levites who work at the temple. It will be their possession and a place for their towns. Access to the larger sacred area will be a section of land 8 1/3 mile long and 1 2/3 mile wide. This will be set aside for a city where anyone in Israel can live. 2 special sections of land will be set apart for the prince. One section for sharing a border with the east side of the sacred land and the city, and the second section will share a border on the west side. Then the far eastern and western borders of the prince land will be lined up with the eastern and western boundaries of the bar areas. These sections of land will be the prince allotment. Then my prince will no longer oppress and rob my people. They will sign the rest of the land to the people, given as an allotment to each tribe. Rules for the prince. For this is what the sovereign Lord says: enough, you prince of Israel, stop your violence and oppression and do what is just and right. Quit robbing and cheating my people out of their land. Stop expelling them from their homes, says the sovereign Lord. Use only honest weight and scales and honest measuring both dry and liquid. The omer will be your standard unit for measuring volume. The FM and the bath will each measure 1/10 of the homer. The standard unit for weighing will be the silver shekel. 1 shekel will consist of 20 gerahs, and 60 shekels will be equal to 1 man. Special offerings and celebration. You must give the tax to the prince: 1 bushel of wheat or barley for every 60 your harvest, % of your olive oil, and 1 goat for every 200 in your flocks in Israel. These will be the grain offerings, burnt offering, and peace offerings that will make atonement for the people who bring them, says the sovereign Lord. All the people of Israel must join in bringing these offerings to the prince. The prince will be required to provide offerings that are given at the religious festivals, the new moon celebration, the Sabbath days, and all other similar occasions. He will provide the sin offering, burnt offering, grain offerings, liquid offerings, and peace offering to purify the people of Israel, making them right with the Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord says. In early spring, on the first day of each new year, sacrifice a young bull with no defect to purify the temple. The priest will take blood from the sin offering and put it on the doorpost of the temple, the 4 corner of the upper ledge of the altar, and the gate post at the entrance to the inner courtyard. Do this also on the 7th day of the new year for anyone who has sinned through error or ignorance in this way, you will purify the temple. On the 14th day of the first month, you must celebrate the Passover. This festival will last for 7 days. The bread you eat during that time must be made without yeast. On the day of Passover, the prince will provide a young bull as a sin offering for himself and the people of Israel. On each of the 7 days of the feast, he will prepare a burnt offering to the Lord consisting of 7 young bulls and 7 rams without defect. A male goat will also be given each day for a sin offering. The prince will provide a basket of flour as a grain offering and a gallon of olive oil with each young bull and ram. During the 7 days of the festival of shelter, which occur every year in early autumn, the prince will provide the same sacrifices for the sin offering, the burnt offering, and the grain offering, along with the requirement olive oil. Amen and amen.